Hi guys! Welcome back. It's day 2, video 2. For those of you that follow Lou, you're probably like, oh my gosh, consistency. Who are you, Laura? Or Lou, whatever you call me. But hi, I'm back. And I'm so excited. I really enjoyed doing yesterday's video. And I got some pretty good feedback, so I'm excited about that and got some awesome constructive criticism as well. So I'll try to stop saying I can't make any promises, but I'm gonna try. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about mental health, which is like really deep, and you're probably like, so that went from 0 to 100 real quick. But I just feel like it's something that's been heavy on my heart today. I've kind of had like a weird day. So that's just something that I wanted to talk about. But I feel like before I talk about things to do for your mental health, I have to talk about why mental health is important to me and how that has come about. And in order to do so, you need to know a few things about me and a little bit about my history. So, when I was 13, my family relocated, and I had lived in the same community my entire life up until that point. So, when we moved, that was a total shock for me and my family, but mostly for me. And like I said, I was 13. So, as if being a teenage girl isn't hard enough and being in middle school isn't hard enough, add moving in there and you just hit the trifecta. But so that's kind of a little bit, it's really important to know about me because it has impacted me every day of my life since then. So we moved, and I spent one semester at a middle school that wasn't so great for me. I really became a person that I didn't like, and I surrounded myself with people that maybe weren't so positive influences on me, or maybe I wasn't positive influences on them, but regardless, they were negative relationships. So, moving on from there, my family moved again, which was really an answered prayer. I mean, it was scary once again to move that quickly after I had already kind of settled in somewhere, but we moved again to another community that was right outside of the community that we were previously living in, which ended up being a really good thing for me, and that's where I ended up finishing school. But it was a struggle. I went through a lot of mental hard times. Some might say bullying, some might say depression, but they were all things that definitely made me have to find out and like dig really deep for who Laura really was and who I wanted to be and the type of person and the type of vibe I wanted to send out to the people around me. So that had a really big impact on me moving so much, but it made me brave. It made me really brave. I'm not really afraid to go into new places whatsoever. I'm very outgoing now and very confident in the human that I am, and that is very helpful. So moving on from there, after I graduated high school, I went to Vincennes University for a year and a half. So only a year and a half. I did not graduate from there. I actually left Vincennes University to work in Phoenix, Arizona for a little while. I lived there for around 6 months, I think, or maybe a little bit shorter. But I went out there and tried that out. I worked in hospitality at a resort and spa. So that was definitely an experience for me. I learned a lot about myself. Definitely different living on the West Coast, or in the West, I guess you could say. But so moving on from there, I moved back, and then I moved to Chicago, Illinois to perform for Six Flags Great America. And that was wonderful. I met some of my very best friends there, and it was just a spectacular time for me. I love the city. I love Chicago, and yeah, so yada, yada, yada. And then I moved back to Indiana and went to Ball State, which is currently where I am now. So with all that being said, I am not afraid of moving, obviously. I've done it a lot and willingly, and have made conscious decisions to move and to go out on a limb and do those things. So that's something that I learned from moving at a young age, that I can do it and that I am mentally healthy enough to handle it. So that, like I said, that being said, uh, some things that I've used along the way and some things that have made my transitions a little bit easier are definitely these 5 things. So the first thing is that I have always tried to find a time to reflect, whether that be doing something that I enjoyed doing, like singing. I have always enjoyed singing and dancing. Like I said in my previous video, that was something that I clung to because it made me feel like me, and it was time for me to be me and figure out what was going on in my head, or maybe get away from what was going on in my head. But that was one thing that I always really clung to. So maybe for you, that would just be something you're passionate about. Maybe that's, painting or drawing or doing a sport, or anything that you enjoy doing, that you're good at, that you can just sit down and feel good about yourself and just kind of like take a minute for yourself to reflect about who you are as a person and what you care about. Because nothing is more important than you knowing what is important to you. So I've always clung to that, like I said. But then another thing was taking care of myself in a healthy manner. I would never say that I had eating disorders, but as many girls struggle with weight and weight gain, weight loss, whatever that might be, one thing that has always really helped my brain, like just stay on the straight and narrow, is to eat right and to stay hydrated. Water can do some crazy things for you. And not only does it keep you healthy and hydrated, and gives you energy and all that fun stuff, but fun fact, when I drink more water, my acne goes away. And I don't know if anything is more stressful than having a face full of acne. And if you're drinking water, it literally just like goes away. It's just not there, and it's awesome. So drink water if you want to get rid of your pimples, which I'm guessing you don't want them. So I know I don't, so I drink water. But aside from staying hydrated and taking time to reflect, another thing obviously would be exercise, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, like if that's something that you enjoy doing, like sports or whatnot. But running, yoga, things like that, where you're doing it within yourself. You're using your own abilities to take care of yourself. And it's kind of a really empowering thing, whether that be running a mile. Like that is so beneficial to your health, your mental health, and your physical health. Another thing is cleanliness. Sounds weird, but when my room is clean and when I don't have to stress about all the stuff that's on my floor or all the clothes that I need to hang up, which it's usually clothes that are everywhere, not gonna lie, I feel so much better and feel like I can get so much more done. And I'm so much nicer and pleasant, so clean. It's helpful, I promise. Having a messy room, sometimes there's nothing more stressful. Then my final point, and my most important point, I'm just gonna start it with a quote, is your vibe attracts your tribe. So what I mean by that is the people you surround yourself with, the vibe you send off and the vibe they send back to you is probably the most important part of your everyday life. It's so, so, so important that you are surrounding yourself with people that lift you up, that make you stronger, that make you feel good about yourself, that are empowering you every single day. And I am so fortunate to have friends and family that do exactly that for me. But it took me a long time to realize what type of people that I needed to put into my life or get rid of. There's a post from last February on Solo, if you kind of dig back through there, called The Message. And that post was very hard for me to write because it's all about letting go of toxic people from your life that you care about, that you care deeply about, but you know that they're not right in your life. And something that's just as important as making friends is letting friends go. And so if I haven't stressed it enough already, the people you surround yourself with is so important for your mental health, and so important for just knowing that you're enough and knowing that you're special and that you are put on this earth for a purpose. And if your friends aren't making you feel like that purpose is valid and that you are valid, they gotta go. Burn the bridge. I know it's not that easy, but it's true. It's very, very true. So all of those things being said, those are some things that have really helped me along the way with just depression or just having issues with just being me. And all of these things have helped me develop who I am and have made me confident enough to post these videos and maybe help somebody along the way. So hopefully this was helpful. I'm sorry if it was like really heavy and you weren't ready for it yet, because like yesterday was so lighthearted and then today was like, bam, hitting you with the real stuff. But I'm so glad that you were with me today. And I hope that you got just a little something out of it, or maybe you didn't, and that's okay too. I'm just glad that you were here with me. So go forth, be awesome, be fabulous, do what you gotta do. But don't forget how special you are and how important it is to know that you're special and to take the time out of your day to remember that you're special. So I'll see you later.